Most people do AI research backward. They open one tool, type a broad question, and expect a finished answer. Maybe it is ChatGPT, maybe Claude, maybe Gemini, maybe Perplexity. The answer looks organized. It sounds confident. Sometimes it even includes sources. But clean formatting is not the same as good research. That is the trap. Most people are not failing because they picked the wrong AI tool. They are failing because they ask one AI tool to do for different jobs at once. They ask it to discover sources, verify facts, analyze the topic, and produce the final output, all in one prompt. That is not research. That is a shortcut pretending to be a system. And this is why so much AI-assisted research feels useful at first, but becomes weak when you actually need to publish a video, advise a client, write a report, build an SEO strategy, or make a business decision. Serious research is not one prompt, it is a workflow: discovery, verification, analysis, production. Each stage has a different job. And if you mix those stages together, AI can give you something that feels complete long before it is actually reliable. That is the real danger. AI does not only make good research faster, it also makes weak research look professional. A bad manual search usually looks messy. You can see the gaps. You know there are still tabs to open, sources to compare, and claims to check, but a weak AI answer can look polished. It can have headings, it can have bullet points, it can have a calm tone, it can sound certain, it can even include citations, and that is exactly why people trust it too early. So the better question is not, which AI is best? The better question is, what role should each AI play inside the research workflow? Because ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, and Perplexity can all help with research. But they should not all be used in the same way. Perplexity can help with fast discovery and cited answers. Claude can help with long material, comparison, and synthesis. Gemini can help when the research connects to Google Search, YouTube, Google Workspace, or the broader Google ecosystem. ChatGPT can help turn verified research into a usable output, like a script, content brief, report, workflow document, or automation plan. But the point is not tool loyalty, the point is tool assignment. Use the tool that fits the stage. To make this practical, let's follow one case study from beginning to end. Imagine you are researching a YouTube video called AI Search is Changing SEO. A weak workflow would be simple. You open ChatGPT and ask, "Write me a script about how AI search is changing SEO." The script may sound good. It may mention Google AI features, Perplexity, ChatGPT search, answer engines, zero-click search, content strategy, and the future of SEO. But here is the problem. You do not know which claims are current. You do not know which claims are supported. You do not know which claims are speculation. You do not know whether the sources actually say what the AI says they say. And you do not know what important context is missing. That is the aha moment. The problem is not that AI cannot help you research. The problem is that most people ask AI for the final answer before they have built the research process. They ask for the output before they have verified the input. That is backwards. A stronger workflow starts with discovery. The goal of discovery is not to finish the answer. The goal is to map the landscape. For the topic AI search is changing SEO, discovery means asking, what changed recently? Which companies are involved? What are marketers worried about? What are SEO professionals debating? What official sources exist? What claims keep appearing? What questions are people asking? This is where a tool like Perplexity can be useful. You can use it to quickly surface recent discussions, cited answers, related questions, and source trails, but the output should be treated as a map, not the final truth. A map tells you where to look. It does not replace going there. That distinction is critical, because many people see citations and stop thinking. They assume that because an AI answer has sources, The answer has been verified, but citation is not verification. A citation can be old. A citation can be promotional. A citation can support only part of the claim. A citation can come from a company trying to sell a product. A citation can be taken out of context. A citation can apply to one market, one time period, or one product version. And sometimes, the AI summary can quietly stretch the source further than the source actually allows. That is why the second stage is verification. This is the stage that separates serious AI research from polished AI noise. Verification means you stop collecting and start checking. For the topic AI search is changing SEO, you would ask, what did Google actually announce? Which features are live, and which are experimental? Is this claim based on data, or just marketing commentary? Is the source primary or secondary? Is the article recent enough? Does the source actually support the claim? Does it include caveats? Is there another reliable source saying something different? Is this a fact, an interpretation, or a prediction? This is where most AI workflows fail. They move too quickly from discovery to production. They find a few sources, summarize them, and immediately write the script. But serious research needs a middle step. You have to decide what can responsibly be said. For example, it may be responsible to say, AI answer engines are changing how some users discover information, but it may be too broad to say, SEO is dead. It may be responsible to say, marketers are adapting content for AI-generated answers, but it may be too broad to say, traditional search traffic will disappear. It may be responsible to say, citations, structured information, clear expertise, and source quality may become more important. But it may be too broad to say, there is one guaranteed method to rank inside AI answers. That difference matters. Because the audience can feel when a video is exaggerating. And in AI topics, exaggeration destroys trust quickly. Verification also protects you from outdated information. AI tools and search features change fast. A claim from 6 months ago may already be incomplete. A screenshot from one product version may no longer apply. A blog post may describe a feature that has changed. A company announcement may describe a rollout that is limited by country, plan, account type, or language. So verification is not only about whether something is true. It is about whether it is true now. In this context, for this audience, that is research discipline, and AI does not remove the need for it. It makes it more important. After verification comes analysis. This is where you turn checked information into insight. You are no longer asking, what sources did we find? You are asking, what does this mean? For the AI search is changing SEO video. Analysis might reveal a clearer argument. The real change is not that SEO disappears. The real change is that search is moving from pages of links towards synthesized answers. That means content has to be clearer, more source-backed, more specific, and more useful to both humans and AI systems. That is a stronger angle than simply saying, AI is killing SEO. It is calmer. It is more credible, and it gives the audience something useful. This is where a tool like Claude can help if you provide articles, transcripts, competitor pages, notes, or research dumps. It can help compare materials. It can identify repeated claims. It can find gaps. It can separate strong arguments from weak ones. It can show what competitors are missing, but it still needs direction. A weak prompt says, analyze this. A better prompt says, compare these sources. Separate confirmed facts from interpretation. Identify unsupported claims. Find the strongest audience tension. Show what a skeptical viewer would question. Do not invent missing details. That kind of instruction turns AI into part of the thinking process, not the owner of the conclusion. Gemini may also enter the workflow if the topic connects strongly to Google Search, YouTube, Google Workspace, or Google's ecosystem. For this case study, that matters because AI search and SEO is closely tied to Google. Gemini can help frame the issue from a Google-connected perspective, especially if your research involves YouTube, search behavior, workspace documents, or Google-facing content planning. But again, the rule stays the same. Use the tool for the stage. Do not outsource judgment to the tool. Only after discovery, verification, and analysis should you move into production. This is where ChatGPT becomes powerful, not because it magically knows the truth, but because you can give it structured, verified material and ask it to turn that material into a specific output. Instead of saying, "Write me a video about AI search and SEO," you say, "Here are the verified findings. Here are the claims we can support. Here are the claims we should avoid. Here is the audience. Here is the channel positioning. Here is the main argument." Turn this into a serious, practical YouTube script with a strong hook, clear tension, examples, risks, and a grounded conclusion. That is a completely different workflow. ChatGPT is no longer guessing from nothing. It is organizing research into a deliverable. That is where AI becomes useful for creators, marketers, SEO professionals, freelancers, automation builders, and online business owners. For YouTube creators, this workflow creates stronger scripts. You do not start with a blank prompt. You start with a research map, verified claims, audience tension, and a clear argument. For SEO professionals, this workflow creates better briefs. You do not ask AI to do SEO. You use AI to organize intent, compare content, find gaps, structure topics, and prepare better editorial direction. For freelancers, this workflow creates better client preparation. You research the client, verify the market context, analyze their positioning, and then create sharper discovery questions or a service plan. For automation builders, this workflow prevents bad automation. Before you automate a process, you research how the process works, what decisions are involved, what data is needed, where mistakes can happen, and which actions need human approval. Because if the process is poorly understood, AI will only help you automate the wrong thing faster. That is one of the biggest risks. AI can accelerate good systems, but it can also accelerate bad systems. If your workflow is thoughtful, AI can help you move faster. If your workflow is sloppy, AI can produce polished mediocrity at scale. That is why the verification layer is not optional. It is the safety layer. Without verification, AI research has 6 major risks. The first risk is outdated information. The answer may rely on older knowledge, old articles, old screenshots, or sources that no longer reflect the current product or market. The second risk is weak citations. The cited source may not fully support the claim. It may include caveats. It may say something narrower than the AI summary suggests. The third risk is false consensus. If many weak sources repeat the same idea, AI may make it sound established. The fourth risk is generic content. AI can quickly produce a smooth average answer. But average answers rarely build authority, trust, or a strong brand. The fifth risk is privacy. Research workflows often involve client files, business plans, internal documents, emails, transcripts, and customer information. Before uploading sensitive material, users need to understand the tool's data controls, privacy settings, and their own policies. The sixth risk is overdependence. If AI chooses the sources, summarizes the sources, writes the conclusion, and publishes the final output without review, you are not building a research workflow. You are outsourcing judgment. That is not the advantage. The advantage is speed with control. So let's bring the case study back into one clear workflow. Topic: AI search is changing SEO. Step 1. Discovery. Use AI to map the landscape. Find the major claims, current discussions, official sources, related questions, and repeated concerns. The output of this stage is not a script. It is a research map. Step 2. Verification. Open the key sources, check dates, Check whether the citation supports the claim. Separate confirmed facts from interpretation. Remove claims that are too broad, outdated, promotional, or unsupported. The output of this stage is a verified claim list. Step 3. Analysis. Compare the material. Find the real tension. What does the audience misunderstand? What is changing? What is overhyped? What is practical? What should a smart viewer do differently? The output of this stage is the core argument. Step 4. Production. Turn the verified research and argument into a deliverable. A script, a content brief, a report, a client document, a blog outline, an automation plan. The output of this stage is the finished asset. Step 5. Review. Before publishing or sending, check the work. Are the claims supported? Is the argument clear? Is the tone credible? Is anything exaggerated? Is the content useful? Would a skeptical viewer trust it? That is the workflow viewers can apply immediately. Discovery, verification, analysis, production, review. 5 stages. 1 research task. Clear outputs at every step. Do not try to automate your entire research process overnight. Start with 1 task you do every week. Maybe it is researching a YouTube topic, preparing an SEO brief, studying a competitor, planning a blog post, preparing for a client call, building an automation workflow. Choose one. Then write down the 5 stages. What do I need to discover? What must I verify? What needs deeper analysis? What final output do I need? What must I review before using it? Then assign the tools by role, not by hype, not by brand loyalty, by job. That one shift can improve your research more than chasing every new AI feature. Because the serious advantage is not having access to AI. Most people already have access. The serious advantage is knowing how to design the workflow. The people who win with AI research will not be the people who ask one tool for everything. They will be the people who know exactly what each tool is supposed to do.